Yo guys, what is up? Real American Josh here, and I'm continuing my series of how I think each NFL team will do this season, game by game predictions. And right now, at this very moment, during this video, I will be doing the Giants. And the Giants had a really disappointing season last year. I think they went they went 2-14. Am I right? I should have done my research for even trying to do a video, but I'm an idiot. So anyways, let's get this started. So they opened up the season at home against the Jaguars, and that doesn't look very pretty for them. 23-13 Jaguars, and really they play a really tough schedule. The first they play a really tough schedule all throughout the year. Next game at the Dallas Cowboys, that's a 27-24 loss. And then they go on the road and play the Texans, and that's a 31-16 loss. So they're 0-3 already. Week 4 at home against the Saints, 35-14 loss. Next game at the Panthers, they lose again 24-17. At home against the Eagles, it's a 41-10 loss, and at the Falcons, it's a 45-17 loss. So, they're off to a bad start, 0-7. Then they pick up their first win of the season at home against the Redskins, 28-16, and then they'll grab a win over the 49ers, 21-13. And then, surprisingly, at home against the Buccaneers, they beat the Buccaneers 34-17. So now they're 3-7. I guess that's okay. Then they lose at the Eagles. It's a close game, 28-24, but the Eagles ultimately pull away. Then they lose against the Bears, 35-27. They go to Washington to play the Redskins and lose 24-14 as the Redskins get revenge. They beat the Titans 21-17, which is a pretty surprising game. Then they go to Indianapolis to play the Colts. The Colts went 2-14. One of their wins was against the Giants, 25-20. Overall, they close out the season at home against the Cowboys with a 31-17 victory. So overall, I have them going 5-11 this season, which is an improvement from last year. They will be a slightly improved team. Eli Manning, he's throwing to Odell Beckham Jr., Evan Ingram, and Sterling Shepard, and now Saquon Barkley out of the backfield. So he's got weapons. Hopefully, the only I think Eli's arm is slightly regressing though. As he gets older, he's like his brother Peyton. His arm is getting weaker, and at times that holds back good receivers for the Giants. And that's not something you like to see. Now their defense is not very good, to be honest. They really don't have a good defense. So I could see where that could be a problem. And now I don't understand how the defense isn't good, because literally 2 years ago they were ranked number 2 in the NFL. I don't understand how their defense went from 2 to I think 29th or 30th last year. So that's confusing. But I'm gonna say this team's 5-11. I personally don't think Eli's gonna be there. This might be his last year. I think next year he may find a new home or even retire next year. So, stay tuned for that. And I think the Giants have got to draft a quarterback next year. At 5-11, they'll get a pretty decent draft pick at least. Which, so far, they're behind out of the AFC. So far, they're behind the Colts, Browns, and Bengals. So, as of right now, they have around the 4th draft pick, depending on how the Chiefs are set up, because the Chiefs also went 5-11, which so I don't know. They're right as of right now. At least they're in the top 5. Well, top 6, because I think I had the Jets going 3-13, so they're in the top 6 though, and that's in position to draft a quarterback. You can even trade up a few spots if you really like a quarterback and you think he's going to be taken. The quarterback, that's really, in my opinion, that's the only position worth trading up for. And trust me, the Bears never should have traded up for Mitchell Trubisky. And it's not because he's not going to be good. It's because the 49ers would not have taken Trubisky anyway. They wanted a defensive player. So, like, the 49ers still managed to get the player they wanted, plus an extra first-round draft pick I think this draft. So, like, I'm pretty sure they used it to trade back up into the first round, though, to take Joshua Garnett. So it kind of came back to bite them in the butt. But, like, like, overall, like I said, the Giants not going to be great this year, but once they find that rookie quarterback that's really good, like, in my opinion, they probably should have taken Josh Rosen with a number 2 overall pick, like, instead of Saquon, because in my opinion, Saquon really he's good, he's a very talented player, but what offensive line is he running behind? Like, the Giants have a terrible offensive line, and like how good your offensive line is, that's actually a big part of my predictions. Like, you might not know that, you might not realize that. That's a big part of my predictions. Like, a lot of the teams that I've had doing good so far, like the Jaguars, the Texans, even the Titans out of the AFC, all those teams have pretty good offensive lines. Like the Dolphins, they got a pretty good line. The Patriots, the Steelers always have a good offensive line. Like teams like that, they all have good offensive lines, and that's part of why. Of course, Denver. The only reason I have them even winning their division is because of their defense. Like they got a trash offensive line, but like I said, the defense I think could carry that team like it did a couple of years ago. So like that's the only reason. Like the Chargers have the best offensive line out of that division. Well, no, they don't. Don't listen to me. I'm an idiot. The Raiders have the best offensive line out of that division, but. I had the Raiders improving by a game, finishing second in the division. That's good. Anyways, guys, I don't know why I'm talking about all that, because this is literally a Giants video, and I haven't talked about the Giants much, but, like, overall, the Giants, like, the NFC East, I don't think is a very tough division, to be honest. But the Giants are probably, at the moment, the weakest team in this division. That's my only issue. Like, the Giants are the weakest team in the division. And at 5-11, like, you'll see how the other teams do. Like, that don't necessarily mean I have them finishing last, because there's other teams, but, like, you'll just have to see in the next video. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Real American Josh out. Peace.